Hello, Sherman here. I'm going to share some things about trance and hypnosis that I find useful and interesting. Useful for my clients in particular. I like for my clients to understand hypnosis so they can support the process and have the process be more self-generating. So I'll explain in this short video what trance is, how to recognize it, how to create it, how to break it, and how it's useful. So you can imagine the unconscious mind as a vast space. And you can imagine the conscious mind as a thin wrapper around it, protecting it, much like the rubber of a balloon. And the conscious mind is all that we are aware of. And the unconscious mind we are not aware of, but they each have their function. The conscious mind's job is to decide if something is going to be allowed in. And the unconscious mind's job is to generate for us our entire experience. It generates for us our experience of the world and of ourselves. And so trance is, in this way that I'm using it, simply when the conscious and the unconscious mind are resonating. When they're doing the same thing, we naturally go into trance. Humans are going in and out of trance all the time and not even noticing it. Why? Because the unconscious mind we are not aware of. We don't feel if they're resonating. So we can train ourselves to recognize, and that's what hypnotherapists do. So as a hypnotherapist, I actually almost never try to create a trance. I just notice what trances are already happening, and I encourage them or discourage them, depending if they're useful. So as we start to talk about trance, you may notice that it can be entrancing to do so. So different things can create trances. I'm not going to go into the details of that. Just I notice it's happening. You know, if you talk about trance, it is entrancing because the conscious mind is doing what the unconscious mind is doing. If we're in trance, then we have the capacity of making suggestions. Like, for instance, I feel how I am in trance, and so I can relax. And so my unconscious mind hears relax, and because it's in trance, it knows itself relaxing. So let me tell you how to break a trance, which is just easy. Just say no. And if you say no, you pop out. Right? It's just, that's what the conscious mind does. The easiest way to go into trance is just to say yes, and in fact pretend that you're going into a trance, because you can't pretend you're going into a trance without going into a trance. It can help to start speaking in a different way with a different cadence, because then your mind can associate that with trance. And not doing the habitual things, so that we break out of the mind that is used to being broken out of trance. So we can go in and out as we choose, and when we go in, we can then, with suggestions, make changes. If we're saying yes, then this one thing can lead to another thing, well, we're conditioning our unconscious mind, and it will then reproduce for us this world that we've constructed inside. So there's a few things about trance that I think are very useful to know. It happens all the time. If we understand it, it's easy to go in and out. And we get better at it in time. And we can use it to adjust how we experience the world. It's funny that people think of it as some strange sort of magic, whereas actually it's just, no, this is the way people work. And we're people. We maybe ought to start working well with our unconscious mind, knowing how to relate to it so that we can craft our experiences in a beautiful way. I hope you found this interesting or useful, and I hope to see you further down along your path. Wishing you the very best. Bye-bye.